Hola, clase de español 2. En la sexta hora es el 19 de marzo. Es miércoles. Hay una tormenta de nieve hoy. So, ustedes están en sus casas. Yo estoy en mi casa. Yo voy a explicar la tarea para hoy. So, if you open up your Google Classroom, I'm going to explain each of the lines, so listen carefully. So the first thing says Quizlet. So I would strongly suggest that you review your 9.2 vocab. It's a pretty easy list. We went over it in class yesterday with the other group. So spend some time with your vocab. Look it over, write them out, say them, spell them. Your quiz over these will be Friday. Okay? I give the other class the option of Thursday or Monday. So you will have the same option, but I would be ready Friday. And then if you need to wait till Monday, you can do that. So study your vocab. The second line says those 5 sentences. You should have already written those in your notebook from the week before we left for break when I was gone. We're going to write those on the board first thing on Friday. So be ready for that. Then we're going to go over the 7 irregular verbs. I'm going to talk about them really quick here. So if you open up your notebook and you find the first one was poner, you should have 7 verbs in your list. What do the first 5 of them all have in common? They're all irregular in what form? They're all irregular in the yo form because all of the yo forms end with what? Go. So if you opened up chapter 9 and you went to your irregular verb list, they call them go verbs. And so you have in your notebook, you have yo pongo, yo ago, yo trigo, yo salgo, yo oigo. So they all end with go. So take a look and make sure you have that in your notebook and have those correct. They're irregular in the yo form. They're all called go verbs. What does poner mean? To put or turn on. What does salir mean? To leave or to go out. And we can put con with that and make go out with. You can yo salgo con mis amigos. I go out with my friends. The third one is hacer. What does hacer mean? To do or make. The yo form is yo hago. The rest of the forms are all regular er or ir verbs. So you have to know your endings. It's on the little bookmark that I gave you before we left for break. The fourth one is traer. This is a new verb. This one means to bring. But the yo form is even double irregular because instead of it ending with a go, if you took the er off of traer, you would just put go, trago. But they add a little I in there, so be careful with that one. Traigo, I bring. Yo traigo un pastel a la fiesta. I bring a cake to the party. And then the last go verb on your list is oír. Now be careful with this one. It's got some strange accents. There's an accent on the we form, the nosotros, and the vosotros. And some of these change to y's. So you got to be careful with this one. This one's got a lot of irregularities to it, not just a go verb. So check that one out. So the first 5 are all go verbs. They're under the go verb irregularity, even though some of them have a few other irregularities. Okay, the next one is jugar, and we know this verb as to play, as in to play sports or games or cards, video games, things like that. The yo form looks like a go verb, but this one is irregular because it is the only verb in the Spanish language that stem changes a certain way. We've learned some other stem changers like e to ie and e to I and o to ue. This one is a u to ue. It's the only one that does that. So look that over and make sure you understand that. It is also an AR verb. So the endings are going to be A's and not E's. So juego, juegas, juega, jugamos. There's no stem change, remember, in nosotros or vosotros. They're called boot verbs. So jugamos, jugáis, and juegan. So that's sixth irregular verb in your list, and the last one is ver. Now, can anybody tell me why is this word even on the irregular list? Which form is irregular? It's the yo form. If you took ver, V-E-R, and you took the E-R off, you would only have a V, right? So what ending would I add to that? An O. It'd be vo, right? Well, look at your form. It keeps the E in the yo form. So the yo form of I see or I watch is yo veo. The rest of them are regular, except for the vosotros does not have an accent. So you want to take a look at all of those and make sure you understand that, and that you could conjugate any of those if you were asked to do that. So look them over. Look at the blue lines. See if you can conjugate what they say. Do a little vocab. And then, let's see, what else is on our list today? Going over the 7 irregulars. We're going to talk about activity 10 in a minute. You should have a diary entry about yourself, of things that you like to do that should be written in your diary. And then you have the map of Central America that you should review. Countries of Central America, we'll do that in a second. Senior Wooly, you have the nuggets 6 through 10 to do by next Wednesday. 6 through 10 are due next week. Okay, so let's talk about activity 10. So go open up your textbook. Capítulo 9, actividad número 10. So we just went over the 7 irregular verbs. So they're listed at the top of activity 10. You need to know what they all mean, and you need to know how to conjugate them all. So having your notebook open beside you is a good idea. So you can take a look at number 1, and you're going to decide. And I would read it in English, see what it says. I blank the book on the table. So which verb makes the most sense there? To put. So you want to say, I put the book on the table. Now, for all of these, and there's 8 of these, the subject changes, not always I. And it's the verb, you have to decide what the verb is, and then you got to write the conjugated form in the box. So be careful with that. I know some of you already have this done, but for those of you that don't, take your time and see if you can figure it out. Otherwise, you need to come see me on Thursday, and let's get it done before Friday. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Okay? And then your diary entry, you should have at least, 5 to 7 sentences about yourself. What you like to do should be written in your diary. And yes, it should be in Spanish. So if you did it in English, then your job today is to write it again and write it in Spanish. So that in your diary you can have both. You don't have to erase it, you can just have both. And we'll take a look at that on Friday. Then you're going to open up your folder. You should have your map of Central America in there. Review all the countries. Okay? The countries of the world. So let's talk about the numbers here. So what country is number 12? What's the capital? Should be Mexico, Mexico City. Number 2, what country is number 2? Guatemala. What's the capital? Guatemala City. Number 1, what country is number 1? Belize. What was the capital? Belmopan. Number 3. Honduras. What was the capital? What is the capital? Can you say it? Tegucigalpa. Number 4. Country? El Salvador. What does it mean in English? What's the capital? San Salvador. Number 5. That would be Nicaragua. What's the capital of Nicaragua? Managua. And number 6 is Costa Rica, and the capital is San Jose. And number 7 is Panama. What's the capital? Panama City. And then we have the 4 island groups in the Caribbean. We have number 9, little country, or excuse me, little island. It's actually a territory of the United States. Puerto Rico. What does it mean in English? Rich port. What's the capital? San Juan. Number 10, Dominican Republic. And the capital is Santo Domingo. Number 11, the island group is the Bahamas. What's the capital? Nassau. And the last one, number 8, what island is that? Cuba. And the capital? Havana. You need to know those. We're going to take that quiz toward the end of next week. We're going to take the quiz over 9.2 at the end of this week or Monday. And then we're going to take the map quiz on probably Friday next week. We'll clarify that probably on Friday or Monday. Okay? All right. Let's see. And then, so you're looking at activity 10, you're rewriting or fixing your diary entry about yourself. You're studying your map. Senior Wooly, Es Una Ganga, you have nuggets 6 through 10 that are due a week from today. And Es Una Ganga, so work on those. You have PLVs, Quizlet, spend a little bit of time on Spanish today. And have a great snow day. Hasta viernes.